Welcome to the Rocky and Meisty Show presented by Jew Stool. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Let's get right into it.
You're completely missing the boat hour. You're at the wrong dock.
I'd have to say this. If he's looking to go to a new team, the last thing he wants to do is be like, oh, I'm not playing. No, he's got to show up. And he's got to show the Browns, you just lost $250 million by not playing, by not giving me that money. You're going to give it to him? Go for it.
This is crazy. Tyreek Hill going to the Dolphins for 5 picks. Second to positions. Should we end the podcast now? I bet breaking news. Should we end it now? Now or later? Which one? I walk out right now. Here first.
That's asinine. You're crazy.
He's got the full package.
No way. I don't care. No way. I can't even. It's hard to even look at you right now when you say something like that. That's crazy.
We want to talk about legacy-defining plays. And legacy-defining throws take 13 seconds, and you get the ball in field goal range. That is absolutely insane.
I have to be frank with you guys. Mitch Trubisky is not a good NFL quarterback. He has never been.
Okay. And guess what? In basketball, you use a basketball. In football, you use a football.
And we're back.
Good.
With the Rocky and Meisty Show, everyone. And we got Jew Stool, we got Rocky and Meisty. Jew Stool, Rocky and Meisty. Talking about the Steelers a little here. And Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, some compelling options over here for the Steelers. We got Kenny Pickett over there, number 20, right? 20th overall pick. Yep. Now, again, the Steelers, as much as I love making fun of the Steelers, right? The respect is due. Respect is due to them because at the end of the day, they are tied with the Patriots for the most rings since the Super Bowl era. And really, since then, they've only had 3 head coaches, right? Chuck Noll, and then Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin. 3 head coaches in 55 years. That's an impressive feat, Micey. That's an impressive feat. So credit to the Steelers, unbelievable. Which leads me to believe that whatever step they take next, within a few years, they'll be contending again. I definitely think that. But 2022 is going to be tough for the Steelers. It's going to be a rough year for them because their options are not good. They're just not good. As much as what everyone wants to make this big deal about Mitch Trubisky, he's not good. I'm going to be frank with you guys. Mitch Trubisky is not a good NFL quarterback. He has never been. The year the Bears made the playoffs, they had the best defense in football. He was carrying, he's pretty much getting carried on their shoulders, right? And then what's his name came out there on ESPN, came out there and said, oh, Mitch Trubisky's the next big thing. Yeah, and he said the Bears were going to make the Super Bowl that year. I forgot what his name is. Yeah. And right away, my cousin and I were like, Louis Riddick. And right away, my cousin, I always do respect to Louis Riddick. But right away, my cousin and I are like, this guy stinks. And Nick Foles knocks him out in the first round.
Yeah.
But they're going. So anyway, guys, what's going to happen here? Like, the Steelers don't have great options. But what's the best of the options that they have? What do you think, Yehuda?
Well, I think probably the best option that you would take would definitely be Baker Mayfield. But
out of the box thinking.
Yeah. He's not going in the division. The Browns aren't trading him. And at this moment, unfortunately, it is Mitch Trubisky. We saw Mason Rudolph playing 2019. 2020, he did not look like a good starting caliber NFL quarterback. Kenny Pickett is raw. He's young. He's a Pittsburgh guy. He's from Pitt, but
he's going switching locker rooms.
Yeah,
switching right to the other side of the field. That's funny.
He's a rookie, so he's going to need some time, and he's a bit of a prospect. But right now, their best option is Mitch Trubisky. I don't know who else they can go with, but I think I see Kenny Pickett starting. Maybe week 5 or week 6. Like they're not going to want him to start that early, but Mitch Trubisky's play and the threat of Mason Rudolph playing is going to lead them to have to start Kenny Pickett within 6 games, and the Pittsburgh Nation, the Yinzer mob, is going to start calling for Kenny Pickett because he's the hot young rookie. They're going to try to get him, but Mitch Trubisky, like Rock said, he's not very good, but he's going to have to be what they roll with. Right? But yeah, it was pretty funny when they signed him, and it's a $10 million cap hit next year if the Steelers keep him on. He's got $5 million dead cap this year, then $2 million next year. So they could cut him if he's that bad, but they like to believe that Josh Allen. You spend the year around Josh Allen,
right, and become
he all of a sudden.
I would have laughed. It didn't have to be the Steelers. Anyone would have signed him and then claimed that he's a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. That would have made me laugh as well. But Meisty, well, you seem to have an opinion on the matter, so please enlighten.
Kenny Pickett's the starter week 1. It's guaranteed.
Week 1?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. First of all, he's not some 21-year-old or 22-year-old rookie. He's 24 years old. right? He's an experience. This is his hometown. This is the crowd. He's already involved in the crowd. The crowd. It's not something that has to be like he's been in the big moments. He's played in big games. And not huge games. He's not in a championship. But he's played in big moments. He's been around big times. He's been around 4 years, right? His college coach is the same. His quarterback coach in college is the same quarterback coach from Ben Roethlisberger when he started his NFL career. So that's his college coach. The same guy teaching Ben Roethlisberger how to throw when he first taught him how to throw here. He's ready to play. I think that they don't want to play Mitch Trubisky. I think that they were winning. They didn't sign Mitch Trubisky to play. They signed him to back up.
They paid him 2 years, so...
Okay, they paid a guy to back up.
I don't think they knew that they would have an opportunity to snatch a quarterback. Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis and all of them dropped a lot lower than we thought they would.
Okay,
right?
But so what? They're going to start Kenny Pickett week 1 because he's ready to start.
Okay, that could be.
And they have nothing to lose.
But you're right. The Mason Rudolph angle is hilarious. Because last year, right, we all know that Big Ben was very limited in his physical ability last year. Couldn't throw the ball past 10 yards accurately. Really couldn't. I mean, that's just what happens after, right? Great career, Hall of Famer, first ballot. But that's just what happens. He just didn't have that much physical capability. The offense looked worse with Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
It looked worse. The one game Mason Rudolph they could not move. I suffered through that game.
Yeah.
I have to say, we suffered through the game, and they could not move the ball. Now, granted, it was raining, and it was bad weather. But they could not move the ball down the field. Jared Goff and Mason Rudolph were going toe-to-toe. Toe-to-toe. I take Jared Goff over Mason Rudolph. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But really, Mason Rudolph, the offense looked less efficient than it did with the very physically limited Big Ben. So they right away, I'm like, okay, they got a problem here. Big Ben's retiring. All they have in the roster right now is like Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins, right? Dwayne Haskins, unfortunately, is not there anymore. So now they were left with Mason Rudolph. That's it, right? The only other... They signed Mitch Trubisky. I mean, are you kidding me? This is what they have? We're talking about the Steelers over here. I have a lot of confidence the Steelers are going to be contenders again very soon. But now with Mitch Trubisky and now with Mason Rudolph, there's only so much you can do. You bring Kenny Pickett to the table, it's intriguing. I agree it's intriguing. But, you know, I want to propose, like, how far do we think Kenny Pickett would have dropped if the Steelers didn't pick him at 20? Like, the Falcons Ritter, right? They drafted him at the second quarterback in the middle third round. Malik Willis, who we thought for maybe top 10 pick. Some people were saying top 5 even. We didn't really believe that, but some people were proposing because he's a quarterback. He didn't go to. He's going to be a backup quarterback for the next couple of years. Behind Ryan Tannehill.
Might not even play.
Nobody had thought he was going to go to the Titans in the third round. So like, Kenny Pickett, the Steelers could have waited 2 rounds. The Steelers had a great draft. Other than that,
I think it was the hand size, really.
That really got him.
Yeah.
Really intrigued them.
I'll tell you the Mason Rudolph thing where he does come into play. First of all, we all agree Mitch Trubisky is... Anyway, it's bad. It's brutal. It's nothing there. They've tried.
Where is it coming from that everyone thinks he's good all of a sudden? He's never been a good NFL quarterback. He's never been better than the 28th ranked quarterback in the NFL.
So here's the so
he's always put the ball in harm's way. He's always been an inefficient thrower of the football. I don't know when he's ever been good.
So I'll tell you like this.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
So weird.
Let me tell you like this. So I already said my Kenny Pickett. Why? Like I said, first of all, he's exciting. He's older. He's not some young rookie. He's an older rookie. He's mature, ready to go. The other thing is Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph has been in the team 4 years, backed up Ben Roethlisberger. He knows the guys. He's been with what's his name, the offensive coordinator now for 2-3 years now. So that's a guy that knows the team. So you know, if it comes down to, okay, Kenny, you're coming off the bench in week 5 or 6, like you said, then you're not going to start Mitch Trubisky. You're going to have to start Mason Rudolph. The guy knows the team. How are you going to start Mitch Trubisky? The guy's so much worse. At the end of the day, they're going to hand the ball off to Najee Harris 95% of the time.
Right. Or they're just going to run with Mitch Trubisky.
Or they're right.
They'll design runs.
So
Kenny Pickett's the only option.
Kenny Pickett's really your only option, but Mason Rudolph's your second, and there's no. He just knows the team. He's just been around. How are you gonna not get? He knows the team. He knows the plays. He's probably a better mentor for Kenny Pickett than Mitch Trubisky will be. Mason Rudolph doesn't throw hard. First of all, as a starter, Mason Rudolph is 5-4-1. One of those games he found out the night before the game that he was playing, and they lost by 2. All right, so and I don't remember exactly which game that was, but
he's no Tyler Huntley.
Okay. By the way, he's better than Tyler Huntley. Tyler Huntley at the starters.
No, he's not.
Oh, and what?
Okay, give me a break.
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley was going toe-to-toe with the Packers.
Oh, and what?
Yeah.
Oh, and what?
Wins or not?
Oh, and what?
Tyler Huntley's one of the best backup quarterbacks in football.
He was perfect for the
On the
Ravens.
record. On the record.
Yeah,
On the record.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, and they were 0-6 without Marlon Humphrey for the record, by the way.
Yeah, that was more the difference. But but
You go
the
for your
Steelers.
freaking fourth-string
Yeah, I don't
quarterback at number 1. But anyway, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think Kenny Pickett came to them. Kenny Pickett, like Rocky said, if they don't take him at 20th overall, they could probably get him in a second or third, and he definitely drops.
That's the problem. At the end of the day, I have a lot of confidence in the Steelers organization, and
Yeah,
I do think they'll be contenders again. But they misread this draft a little, and that they did address a lot of positions and needs in the draft. They got talented players, got good value players, but that was the one caveat with it. They could have waited 2 rounds later. It's not necessarily their fault. They didn't have this glass ball looking to the future, and really everyone thought that they had to snag him then. Even at that time, it wasn't the craziest thing that they took Kenny Pickett then. That they took a quarterback then. It was the craziest thing. And in retrospect, you look at it and you're like, what the heck? But now, the Steelers didn't mess up by any stretch. They're in a bad situation. It's just what it is.
yeah. Like you said, Ben Roethlisberger, first ballot Hall of Famer. Him, Eli, Rivers, all come in the same draft. It's incredible. All 3 of them will probably be Hall of Famers, but unfortunately, his play declined at the end, and his ego really cost the Steelers their future. Like you said, that 3 coaches in 50, 60 years, crazy. They are an incredible organization, but he put them in such a bad spot. I mean, he was a shell of himself past 2-3 years, especially after tearing his arm in 2019.
Yeah.
And he put them in a situation where they're paying him $20-30 million to be awful, and then not setting them up with a good backup plan. I mean, they were kind of looking at Haskins, and I'm very unfortunate with what happened with Haskins. But now they're in a situation where they're going to have to rebuild for at least 2 or 3 years, I would assume. And they have a solid defense, but they're going to not waste TJ Watt, but he's going to be using his amazing prime right now on a team that's, their ceiling is maybe 9-8, 10-7.
Like last year.
Yeah.
But like you said, the Wayne Haskins was. No, I wouldn't say he's no better. He's not better than Roethlisberger, but he was an answer to their next to the transition till they find the next guy. Yeah, for 22, 23, 24 maybe. So you find the guy that comes in, whether it would have been Kenny Pickett either way, whether it had been the next guy next year or someone. They would have that like Rocky keeps saying, that is the Steelers organization. They figure it out. They'll and they're an attractive city to come play with for. As much as I hate them, players would love to go play there.
Absolutely.
You find a free agent.
The pedigree of this franchise.
Yeah. There are 2 that people don't mind going to play for. If Mike Tomlin calls you and you're a free agent quarterback, you're Kirk Cousins or someone, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? You're Kirk Cousins, you're like, I'm out, bye.
I hear that.
I'm going to go play for a city that has a huge history.
Winning organization. And,
Team that know
winning
that?
culture. Yeah, sure. No, there's no doubt about it. And a great head coach. So I definitely think that the Steelers have a lot to figure out this offseason. And, who's it going to be? I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think the Steelers, it's a very competitive AFC this year. And
AFC North is the most overrated division in football.
But even if you want to look outside of the scope of the AFC North, the
The
reality
AFC.
the Steelers ended in second place, which means they'll have to play all the other second place teams in the AFC this year. I mean, it's just tough. And record-wise, I mean, you're talking about every single team got better significantly. The Steelers only got better a little.
Besides the Lions.
And they got worse than the
Oh.
I'm saying, the AFC.
Yeah.
But we're obviously going to have to see what happens with the Steelers. It's going to be competitive AFC this year. We're talking about the Steelers being if we're talking about the Steelers being one of the 5 worst teams in the AFC, it's going to be fun this year. We got some time, unfortunately. We would rather the season start today, but these guys need their rest. We understand that. Thank you for joining us, everyone. We'll see how the Steelers situation
Thank you, Josh.
goes. Thank you, Josh, for
Josh.
Josh really pulled through for the boys. He pulled through for the boys. This couldn't have happened without him.
Yeah.
It really couldn't have. We could honestly say this.
And thank you, Morty.
Guys, it's been fun. This has been fun. Hope to do this very soon. Very soon. Very soon. Very soon. Very soon.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Pleasure to meet you. Till next time. Peace out, brothers.
Praise.